Greetings, brethren, Hausburger Donkey here again, and I'm making some good progress on these Barbarians finally. Really not much left on them now, so I'm at the... I finished all the basic browns and stuff, and the accent colors, which was the green, the reddish brown, that actually added a bit more red. Let's see if there is this one. I actually made it a bit more red in the end. Then it wasn't just cavalry brown, I added some... I think it was Mephiston red from Citadel, just to make it pop a little bit more. And I washed all of that with the Agrax Earthshade, and then I added all the silver and all the black bits, including already black hair, because I'm gonna I just do that the exact same way as anything else on the model that I wanted black. Like for example, on these archers, you see the grips on the bows I did black. So they and the feathers actually on the arrows. So yeah, which means now all I have to do is the hair on all of them, which is going to be the next step. I haven't picked out all the colors yet. I'm definitely going to go with old wood and orange brown, because that's my go-to for like a sort of a dirty mud blonde brown color, and my go-to for red hair. Because once they're washed, they look pretty good without having to add much more. Because that's all I'm going to do. It's just going to be one color and a wash for the hair. And then after the hair, it is only... I decided that I'm going to make bone a detail that I put a bit more work in. So for example, on these warriors, some of them have these Conan movie helmets with the horns, and I'm going to do some of the horns at least in bone, and I'll put some work into them just to give them a bit of more draw on the figure. Yeah, as you can see, silver is lovely and shaded already. And they're coming together, and then it's the last bit is then the flesh tones and some basic patterns on the shields, which really doesn't affect most of these. It's only these are gonna need the 10 warriors are gonna need shield patterns, and these 15 raiders slash militia, because they have historical shields, and the actual barbarian shields, as you can see. Oh, there's a bit of pooling there. Oh, I'll have to live with it. These actual barbarian shields, because they're bossed and they have all this stuff, I'll probably do on these soldiers shields just like some runes on the shield in red, maybe. Maybe? I don't know. I haven't quite decided yet, but I'll definitely not put a ton of work into like... Great, now grabbing all the wash off of the sword. Oh well. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to put too much work into these shields, because I think they look pretty good as they are. And I think it'll look better if I just give them some minor details. In terms of unifying army colors... I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with unified shield designs yet. I haven't really decided. I might go with say, I don't know, blue and green for all of them, or white and green. But I don't know. I haven't quite made my mind up on that yet. I'll wait and see how I get along. I'll definitely do the hair and the skin and the bone first, because then most of the figure will be done, and I can sort of gauge more if it's necessary to have them have a united sort of color scheme. But I might do that. I might do it anyway. Or maybe I'll do it per unit. Maybe I'll give these red runes on their shield, and then give these, say, white and green, and give these guys, I don't know, white and red maybe, or white and blue, just to differentiate the units a bit. But I don't know, maybe I'll also just do a unifying color scheme. We'll see. But yeah, anyway, getting pretty close to done. Definitely going to be able to do the hair tonight. I might also get the bone stuff done, because it's not that much. There's a few of these that have, you can see that here on the bow, there's little teeth hanging, and some of them have little bones and teeth on their person. So I'm just gonna show a few more off. So yeah, I'll definitely add a bit of that, but in the end, I think they look pretty good as is, without too much extra work on tiny details. And I did say in the beginning it was supposed to be a speed paint. I wanted to get through these as quickly as possible, so not gonna worry too much about it. I think once the skin tones are on, because that's by the way, that's a tip I'll give you if you ever do a massive amount of figures like this in a speed paint. Don't be discouraged halfway. While you paint, it is likely to not look great. I still think, right now, I still don't think it looks particularly great. You can kind of see where they're going, but you really need to paint them fully to see the result. Whereas if you go color by color, you have, for example, let's see this one that I'm putting a bit more effort into. You can see, because I did this one, I'm painting this one color by color. You can see the flesh is already, you know, really well accentuated, and the clothes are shaded well, the cloak that I've done. So you have this sort of incremental levels of success, levels of completion, I guess. So you know, it just ends up looking better while you paint it. But as soon as a project like this is completely done, it will look good. Okay, because the most important thing is that you have focal points on your stuff, and the focal points are all missing. That's why they all just look like a blobby brown mess. Because, well, the focal points are just not on, because the focal points will be the skin tones and the shield designs. And then on these guys, of course, also the little flags. They're gonna get tiny flags. Probably not gonna go too crazy on the flag freehanding. I'm probably just gonna... I'm probably not even gonna do any shenanigans of, like, you know, painting it, hand painting it. I'll probably just make an actual small flag and paint something on that and put it on, because that'll be good enough. All right, that's pretty much all I have to say. I'll make another video once, probably before I do the shields. Maybe after I do the shields, we'll see. But it'll definitely be 2 more videos at the very least. And then last, of course, comes the basing, which is going to be a bit of a chore. But once that's done, they'll be good to go. And so far, I've put in, I want to say, 7 or 8 hours, maybe, to get them this far. And I think the skin tone alone will take another 3 hours. And the shields will probably take 2 hours. The hair is probably just half an hour to an hour at most, including the wash. So yeah, I would say, and then the basing is probably going to be another 4 hours. So I'm pretty sure I'll get these done under 20 hours. And that is, how many are we looking at? That's 15, 35, 45, 55 figures. 55 figures in under 20 hours, I think, is pretty damn reasonable. And they'll look more than tabletop ready once they're done. And yeah, so I would definitely encourage you guys to try out some speed painting techniques where you paint a whole bunch of figures at the same time. It can get a bit frustrating, and maybe don't start trying that with Napoleonics. Maybe try it with something like Dark Ages or fantasy figures, because it's easier, obviously. There's not as many detail colors that you have to paint. And but it just... you get through them in the same time, really, or a lot of the time even faster, because you know, steps like basing, they take an amount of time that's just fixed. So if you do 10 bases or you do 50 bases, it's really not 50, like it's not 5 times as much time for the 50 bases as it is for the 10 bases. It's maybe, I don't know, 1.5 times at most. It goes pretty quickly regardless of the amount. So if you want to save time and you want to pump out lots of figures that still look pretty good, I would absolutely recommend doing stuff like this. And you don't have to dip or anything like that. The washes that Games Workshop makes are great. And when you do things like this, I would absolutely use just a good wash. You don't need to do any dipping nonsense. And just wash each area with an appropriate wash, and you'll have a great result at the end. They do look a bit sort of patchy and shiny at the moment, but once they're done, and I'll varnish them all, they look great, and you'll see. So just stay tuned for the result. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, and still watching all you guys' videos, but I'm so busy at the moment, I just don't really get to comment, so I'm sorry about that. I still try to reply to everyone who comments on my videos, which I'm very thankful for. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.